Hey everyone, welcome to Kansas Speedway for our data pack in the NASCAR iRacing Class C Fix Series. The track is at night this week, and we've got a lot of grip. It's a repaved track, so that also contributes to the amount of grip we're going to have. But this place is really difficult, especially if this race goes green for you guys on the C Fix side of things. It's 30 laps, so let's get right to it. I'm going to shift into first gear. I'm going to simulate a qualifying run, my first 2 laps of the run, and then I'm going to continue to go on and finish up my run. And it's going to be a 30 laps. So as we get up to speed here, you'll notice I'm having trouble with my shifter there, but I'm going to run high through 3 and 4 on my warm-up lap, and I'm going to continue to run high for my first timed lap. And this is going to help me build speed for my my qualifying run. And my first lap is really just a throwaway lap. You're not really concerned with a whole lot other than building speed for that second lap. The first lap, you just don't get up to speed fast enough with these trucks. Even coming off pit road, burning out, going as fast as you can't get up to speed all the way before the line. So that's why we run a second lap. And as we come off turn 4 here for our our second timed lap, I cut the apron and get right next to that grass, come up, sweep up towards the wall, and then I cut back down, and I kind of run about a car width off the bottom. I feel like, a little bit too much closer to the bottom, and I feel like I scrub a little too much speed off. So in 3 and 4 though, I feel like it can run a lot lower. So I run about maybe even a half a car width off the bottom, cut to the line, and let's see what we run here. 30.13. That's about as good as I've done. I've gone slightly faster, but not too much. We're wide open here, so there's not too much time to be had. But as you'll see here, I start to run high almost immediately, and this is because it's much easier on our tires, and personally, it's just it's more comfortable up there. You might be able to get away with running the middle, but you definitely want to avoid that bottom lane as quickly as possible. And that doesn't mean that the bottom isn't a place to be on restarts and getting through the gears and early on in runs you can make up some time there, but once you get a bunch of trucks out here, it's gonna be really obvious that the high side is really where you want to be for the majority of the racing you're gonna do. There's you've got draft, and you're gonna be going a little bit faster with the draft, and that's going to heat up the tires faster. So all the aero effects and everything, it's all going to add up to taking advantage of that higher banking near the top of the track. So this week we're going to want to stick near the top. Okay, taking lap 10 now, and I've pretty much run 3s up until that point there. Through 1 and 2, I had to kind of crack the throttle a little bit, and this is about the time in the run when you are running by yourself that you have to start lifting off the throttle. In the race, you're probably going to have to start lifting a lot sooner, if not, on lap 5 or so. This place is the track's gonna heat up. You're gonna be going faster. All those variables we talked about, you're gonna have to start letting off the throttle a lot sooner. So I went back down into the 30. I did a 34 last lap, so that's not bad. But this thing is gonna change a lot over the course of the run, and that's one thing we definitely want to practice, just in case this race does go green. We want to make sure that we're prepared, and being prepared for a long run will help the race go green. This week, it's likely that we're going to have a lot of cautions, sadly, because this is just a really difficult track, and it's not easy by any means. and we're having to run so close to the wall, and down low there's not a lot of grip, so you're gonna see people try to make passes and then end up sliding up into people, taking people out, and then you'll see people just trying to hold their line up top, and then they accidentally hit the wall, whether it's in the center or off the turn, and then it causes a checkup and then a huge wreck because everybody else is trying to run up high too. So maybe the dynamic track will widen out the track a little bit, but I really think this week, that over the transitions and everything, the truck doesn't handle very good. If we try to run a little bit lower, it kind of gets a little bit loose actually. So running the top right now feels really good for me, and we're 13 laps into this run, so it at this point I feel very comfortable up top, and I've tried the bottom. It really doesn't feel good. So we have to keep that in mind right there. Just had to crack the throttle a little bit again. So as you can see, I'm probably going to run another 4. We're going to start to see a lot of fall off here. I ran a 1, remember, on my second lap, and then I ran about 9 or 10 threes in a row. And then now I'm starting to see that fall off. And it doesn't happen. See, actually, wow, I dipped into the 5s. So you're starting to see that fall off right around lap 15. And you're going to start noticing your tires have heated up to the point where, hey, it's not worth it to keep cranking wheel into it. It's actually going to start, hurting me more than helping me. And it's better to just crack the throttle a little bit and get the car set and pointed in the right direction, rather than just, putting more wheel into it, which is going to heat up those front tires. Taking lap 20 here, and I just wanted to point out really quick that turns 1 and 2 are quite a bit more difficult than turns 3 and 4. All the trouble I've had has been in 1 and 2. 3 and 4, the exit is just really, it's actually kind of easy in comparison to the exit at 2. You've got a lot more room to slide out, and it running a little bit lower through 3 and 4 is fine. So you got all this room right here to just come off turn 4 really nice. But 2 is a different story, and I think that's where you'll see most of the problems. Alright, lap 30, and if there's one thing to keep in mind this week, if this thing goes green, it's going to be really hard at the end. I'm having a heck of a time just completing this data pack, and without any problems. I've hit the wall pretty significantly in all my attempts of doing a 30 lap run. And it's just because you've got such a small room for air here. It's really not it's not as easy as it looks. And as good as it started out feeling, man, it changes quite a bit. And you're trying to get everything you possibly can. So ended up there with a 31.8. And I know that's pretty well off the pace because I did a run earlier, and I was able to run 5s right up until the last lap. Then I pounded the wall. So the 31.5s are definitely possible late in the run here, on lap 30. So that 30.8, kind of ignore that, and really just focus on keeping it out of the wall. See all these tire marks up here. These are all from me. No, just kidding. But yeah, really difficult track this week. Really difficult truck this week, and really just have to hold on. You're on. You're in for a wild week of racing, and I don't know what the track will do with all these trucks out here and what will be the fastest way around. But I really think that that top lane is going to help the truck on that long run. I know that that's definitely not going to change. However, you're going to have to make passes somehow, and you might see guys throw it in and slide up and try to do slide jobs and stuff. So really just focus on keeping clean and not wearing out your tires, by running low, heating up your tires and cranking a whole bunch of wheel into it. that's probably not the way to go here. I'd really strongly recommend just trying to run high, practice running high, practice racing around other trucks. You know, practice making the occasional pass and trying to hold the guy on the outside up as much as you possibly can, and really just wait for people to make mistakes when you want to try to pass. That is the best way to pass here. Wait for somebody to hit the wall. If they're holding you up, they're obviously going to try extra hard, and trying extra hard here only results in pounding the wall. So, hope you guys have a great week of racing, and I'm looking forward to next week's data pack. And we'll see you next week.